Okay. And but I think you've answered this one though. It's asking you what triggered you to be more health conscious and be more like plant-based.
Yeah, I think I've
You've answered that, right? In your
yeah.
first one. All right. Maybe I'll twist the question to like, what triggered you to start meditation?
Sure, if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, my trigger for meditation, actually, I've been meditating since a very long time.
Really?
Because when I was young, I did martial arts at a temple, and part of the martial arts practice is to meditate. So I've been meditating since
Oh.
I was quite young. So since
What type of martial arts were you doing?
that was like Shaolin, so it's actually at a temple. Yeah, and so like it's you're training with monks. Like you essentially you got to meditate, and so that's part of the practice. So I started meditation in primary school.
Oh.
Um, and so it's always been like I wouldn't say a completely consistent practice of mine through my high school years, but it's always come in and out. I've always been intrigued about the science, the idea of it, the practice of it, and like it's a rabbit hole, because once you go down it, it's like there's a wide variety of modality about meditation, and then meditation then splits into awareness and mindfulness and all these other practices. And being very curious about the field, I started to learn more about it. Whether I read about it, where I started to practice different things, and then the internet age came along, right? And then you can start to search for different teachers and so on. And so I started to like read up all this material online as well. And it wasn't, I feel like it wasn't until I met my mentors that then it kind of accelerated to another level, where they started to introduce me the work of like Dr. Joe Dispenza, Dr. Greg Braden, Vishen Lakhiani, which is the one that I mentioned before, where we went to the biohacking festival. His 6-phase meditation, I think it's 6 phase, is very powerful as well. You can just find it online. Diving into his work, and because Vishen's Mind Valley has a platform for a lot of other teachers as well, and I was learning from the other teachers that were presenting as well. And so, like, to answer the question, the trigger was when I went into martial arts. But just because you do it once doesn't mean that you'll continue doing it. I just have a personal fascination and passion for it. I love to dive deep into my mind and the awareness piece of it, to understand my body and my mind more. And I've had that passion ever since, and it's even till today, I still continue to practice it, teach it, and share it.
So how often do you meditate yourself?
Every day.
Every day?
Every single day, yeah, without fail.
Like morning, afternoon, night, or like just
definitely morning. And then sometimes, depending on my schedule throughout the day, I might do another one. And if I don't get to do that throughout the midday, then I'll definitely do one at night.
Okay.
Yeah, at least once a day.
Wow. And what's the difference you notice when you do it or when you don't do it? Like, I used to be a meditation skeptic.
Yeah.
Like when I used to hear people who meditate, I'll be like, you weirdo. That's honest.
Lisa comes to my meditation classes, so she's definitely a weirdo.
And I don't only go to your classes, I even cry in your classes.
Oh, that's another story.
Yeah. So like what can you tell, like the difference between you do it or don't do it, like for the skeptics out there, like the old me?
Like, I think it's a lot of people, when they think of meditation, it's like, okay, what do you do? Just close your eyes, focus on your breath, don't think of anything. And I guess that's the stigma that's with meditation. It's like, well, I've tried it before, not really my thing. I couldn't focus. I feel like my mind was wandering, and I couldn't think of nothing. And then you go to stage 2, where it's like, well, people start to explain, well, it's not about not thinking about anything. It's just about observing and allowing it to flow through. It's like you can think of a gazillion thoughts, and that's okay. You can allow thoughts to arise and allow thoughts to go, and it's just becoming more aware of your sensations within the body. And then there's another way to look at it, and then it's starting to not only allow these sensations, emotions to come out, but then induce them, like specifically. It's like you can go, you can start to bring your visualization powers into the mind and go, look, I want to feel a particular way. How can I feel this? And then you can start to induce certain emotions. And, you know, when you induce these emotions, it puts you in a much more prime state for other things. And so the difference is, from what I've just shared with you, is that what if you could start your day on a high every single time, regardless of whatever day that you had, the day before or the morning that you had? What if you could start on a high every single time, emotionally? That you can do. You know, a lot of people is like, well, I wake up, what do I do? Habit, go straight to the bathroom, brush my teeth, you know, put on my clothes, go straight to work, rush off to the train, or, you know, go have my breakfast and turn on my phone and watch this and that. Like, that's generally like a default for a lot of people. I know, like, obviously there's different habits and stuff, but like you unconsciously do a lot of these things. But what if I told you that you could wake up, focus on certain things through your meditation practice, and come out of it that you're on top of the world, ready to tackle the world, you know, every single day. And regardless of how big or small of a day that you have, you can do that every single time. And it becomes to that part of, and so that's the main difference, I feel, all right, to answer that question, is that's what I do, because I position my state in a way that allows me to complete my day in a much more happier, joyful, fulfilling state. And what I feel is a challenge for a lot of people is that they live through a default, through their environment. It's like they wake up, they get a bad text message, or they wake up and they've got work emails coming through, or they wake up and their partner or spouse or family member have said something to upset them. And then that's it. The whole day's ruined, or, you know, their morning is ruined, or then they go into work and then something happens and it's ruined again. It's like you become the slave of your emotions, or slave of external circumstance. It's like you're a puppet. Someone says something, they can make you go up and down. Something that happens outside that's out of your control can make you feel up and down instantly. And it's like, wait, how is that living? How is living like that okay? What if you could take control and say, I want to feel the way I want to feel when I want to feel? Not in a robotic manner. Not to say that if something happened outside, like, you know, a passing of family members, not to say that you can't feel sad, but you can allow yourself to feel that. But then there's also this, when you need to do things and other things, you need to get into a prime state for it too. And generally it's very difficult to just will yourself out of it, which is why if you combine like the Tony Robbins, you know, state change, you know, physiology helps a lot, physiology, language, and mind. But meditation is one of those practices where I feel like I can really shift myself into a state of prime performance for the day.
Wow, that's beautifully said. Is there any quick tips or tricks you can help people get started off on a good day to prime them that you can share with the listeners of today?
I feel like the most basic and the most simple one is the practice of gratitude. I know it's like said and been done over and over again, and it's like, oh, here we go, another gratitude practice, and it's like, wait, what if you just took it to another level? What if you slowed down for a moment and thought of, you know, 3 things you're grateful and thankful for over the past day or week? But what if you did it in a way where, you know, you slow down your breath, you know, take, you know, a count of 5 breath, a count of 5 breathing in and a count of 5 breathing out. Just slow down the breath. You close your eyes, you relax, you calm down, and then you start to visualize things that you're grateful and thankful for. And don't just list it, but visualize it in a way that induces the emotion of gratitude, as if it's right there, right in front of you, and that you're going through it. Doing that just simply on a daily basis starts to rewire you. It really starts to shift your state of being. And although it sounds very simple, it's very powerful. And it doesn't have to be just done at the beginning of the day. You're starting to feel frustrated, anxiety, stress throughout the day. Jump back on the train of gratitude. Regardless of how many negative things happen to you throughout the day, there's always things to be grateful for. True or not true?
True.
Yeah. That would be a short tip.
Wow. And I can personally say I've tried that, because that's the gratitude thing you made us practice in our class last week, right?
Yeah.
And that's what triggered me to happy tears because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like what you said, it's not just listening what you're grateful for, listing what you're grateful for. It's actually feeling the emotion of that moment. Yeah. It makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
So try it. It really works. Well, I can keep on talking to you about meditation stuff, because now I'm a huge fan of this and your classes. So, but time is running out. So would you like to tell me a bit more about what's going on with your multiple businesses that you have going right now?
At the time of this recording, we're still going through the pandemic, COVID pandemic at the moment. There's restrictions are starting to ease in Sydney. And I'm currently renovating the cafe space, and we're coming out with an art boutique space that's going to be extremely beautiful, as pleasing to the eyes as is to the taste buds. So it should be ready by the time this is released, fingers crossed. So everyone check it out. The links will be I'll share the links with Lucy. Also, I'm going to be expanding the breath workshops. I'll be working with more people from overseas as well as people in Sydney. I'd like to extend the offer out to your community, the listeners, your listening community. I'd be happy to do a free workshop for them. So I will again create an event, and for those that go through you can register for free, and hopefully we can have a nice session together. And also at this time, have just recently launched my own podcast as well. It's an 8-part series focusing on people innovating in a time of struggle at the moment, especially during the whole COVID pandemic. And I'm releasing it every Monday at 5 p.m. So if you want to check it out, just head over to kevinleesocial.com. Otherwise, that's what I'm working on at the moment.
Wow. And how do you stay on top of everything you're working on?
My mentor used to share it's not time management, it's energy management. Yeah. And so if you manage your energy, you can get lots of things done. There's a lot of activities that end up pulling you or draining you. You have to get someone else to help you with it, so you can focus on stuff that will bring you energy or give you more energy or make you feel like you can keep going. Just like when you're passionate about something, you can do it all day long, right? It's like that. It's doing all things that just completely drain you of all your energy all the time.
Well, yeah, that's a very good tip. Yeah, that is so true. Yeah, it's energy management, not time management. Yeah. Well, thank you. And our last question of today is, the goal of our Health Formers podcast is to influence and impact as many people to join this healthy journey as possible. So do you know of any healthy heroes that you can help invite onto the podcast and be a guest?
I do actually. She was actually a recent podcast guest on mine, on my show as well. But we don't focus too much on health. We focus more on the business mindset side. But she recently started a plant-based health bars, which she's selling all over the world at the moment. She's based in Long Beach, New York, and
Bars or bars were you?
It's bars. Chewing bars, yeah. And so I think it'd be great if you guys connect. She's got a great, lovely energy as well. And I'm sure you guys will hit it off.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you. I look
All right.
forward to it. Yay. And so if you enjoyed listening to today's podcast, remember to subscribe and share with your loved ones so more people can learn about health, and today especially about meditation. If you know anyone who's skeptical about meditation, get them to listen to this one. It may change their mind. All right. So we have a sign-off slogan for you, Kevin, as a guest. And that is, you need to say, live healthy, live happy, ha, 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 ha. Like, laugh it in your own way.
All right, ready? Live healthy, live happy, ha, 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 ha.
Live healthy, live happy, woohoo! Thank you, Kevin.
You're welcome, Lucy. Thank you.
Are we ready? Are we ready? Are you ready? Welcome to Age of the Planet. 对啊，跟我一起开头的对。From shifting peoples. This is a Chi. From shifting people, shifting to safely and comfortably drop into deep state of meditative experience. Tapping into your inner intelligence through conscious practice. One more day. Hello?
Yo, Lucy.
Hi. Why is
How
there
are
two
you?
of you?
Wow, how come there's two of me?
Yeah, there was two people dialing in.
You didn't know I have a twin?
I don't know. Really? But do you know how to cook?
I'm not bad. I'm okay.
Because I went like when I was a kid, I liked cooking, but then I went through a stage of when I was in high school, I had to cook for my brothers, and it became a chore.
Yeah.
And then so I hated cooking for years. I wouldn't tell anyone I cooked, because my dad would be like, "You have to cook because you're the girl." But my brothers are older than me, and I'm the younger one cooking for my two older brothers. And then for years I hated cooking. I wouldn't tell anyone I cooked, and now I'm like, telling the whole world I cook, and I'm teaching cooking. Oh, lucky you! You got chefs cooking for you. Wow.
Yeah, pretty lucky.
So I've done a bit of internet stalking last night on you.
What did you come up with?
Have you Googled your name before?
Yeah, drug dealer.
I saw that. I was like, holy shit. And I looked at the photo. It's not you. So I was like, phew. And I was like, are you guys related?
Got great energy in your interview. And that's what I love about your interviews. You've always got this amazing energy. I'm always just like boring slate, whereas you're always, you've got this personality and energy.
We definitely have very different energies now. I was watching your podcast yesterday and I was just like, oh, that's so calm. I was like, okay, so you don't only do this in meditation. You're also very calm and like collected in your podcast. I just like, you calm me down. I just went, oh, okay. Just don't make me cry today.
No, I won't.
Yeah, because I don't know what questions I'll end up asking you. Maybe I'll end up like just digging myself a hole and go, can you try and meditate on me?
Because it's funny, because I remember my first 1 or 2 episodes, I was using the Apple earphones. Mm-hmm. And then what happened was, with one of my first 1 or 2 interviewees, they were using the Apple earphones as well. Mm-hmm. And so there was no problem when I replayed it. I was like, oh yeah, sounds all right. And then my third interview, she was a YouTuber from LA, California. Like she's a pro YouTuber. That's like how she makes a living.
Wow.
And then after the recording, I played it back she had a full mic setup, a light setup, everything. And then I was using the Apple earphones, and you just could tell a world of a difference between the audio. And I'm like, oh my God, Kev, this looks so amateur. It's like if you're the guest using the Apple earphones, that's okay.
Okay.
Like the guest would be like, I don't have access to an earphone right now, like a mic across the world, whatever. But if you're the host, and your audio is worse than
that's a bit embarrassing, eh?
It's like, oh my gosh. And then I was like, I got to dig for this mic. And then I got the mic set up.
Oh, okay.
That's the difference between the YouTube and I. She was like, she stops midway. She goes, hold on, can you hold on a sec? She puts on makeup. She goes, my nose is too shiny. I've got to like get rid of that shiny spot.
Seriously?
Because the light makes like parts of her face shiny. And she's got to like dull it down with the makeup so it looks like a more natural light.
I do my recordings with no makeup.
Yeah.
I can't be bothered.
You don't have any makeup?
No, I just put lip balm. That's all.
Hey, same. I don't put any makeup when I do my interviews.
No,
too.
but you did your hair though. You did your hair in your podcast. I noticed.
Yeah. I did my hair. I combed it back.
You're trying to look older or what?
No, that's my my pro look.
Your pro look. And I was thinking like, okay, I wonder what hairstyle I'm going to use today then.
Well, this is like presenting meditation, relaxation. So it's not like hair.
Yeah, that wouldn't go, hey.
Like what's this like combed up look? Is he trying to guide me through this meditation practice? What the hell's going on, right? It's different or something. Anyway, you don't have to do it now.
Okay.
Yeah,
the sun's...
Yo, sexy.
No, sun is because I had the room on heater before, and then now it's like really hot, and I can't open the window because the noise from outside, like the birds or the trucks, it'll sometimes. Okay, I usually prime at least 15 minutes before the guest joins.
Yeah.
And I'll do a lot of silly stuff to prime myself.
That's okay. That's like you're talking to me here. We're outside thinkers.
Okay, fine. You got me curious about your martial art thing, and then what was the other thing you said you were doing? So I did martial art too, but I'm like a beginner.
Yeah. Powerlifting and martial arts. Yeah.
Like Shaolin martial arts.
Well, I did.
Learned it here?
Yeah. I learned it. There's a temple, a local temple that I used to live in this area, and
Where?
I was in Cabramatta area actually. Yeah, there's a lot of temples around there, and I learned from there. But I studied multiple disciplines. Like I studied like Taekwondo, I studied mixed martial arts, and I had to expand my repertoire if I was going to compete. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was my previous life.
So are you like black belt?
Second degree. Yeah. But,
wow. Okay. So I've done Krav Maga.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's very effective.
I'm a yellow belt.
Yeah, like Krav Maga is awesome. That's like an extremely effective martial arts, especially for females.
It's all about kicking the groin.
It's all about what works. Yeah.
So I did that, but I couldn't progress like further beyond that because you had to spar.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't get over the fact that I didn't like putting the helmet on. I just felt like I was suffocating every time I did that. And then the thought of hitting people's head, even though when you're practicing it just tapping, it really grossed me out. Like I get sick doing that. So I had to stop there. That was me in Krav Maga. And then I also did a few months of Wing Chun.
Yeah, that's really cool. It's been popularized by the movie.
I know, Bruce Lee, right? And then Woon, right? Yeah. So I did that. Yeah.
Cool. Growing up, I've realized how my upbringing has influenced my behavior in competitiveness and stuff like that.
What do you mean?
Oh, this is like a deep rabbit hole. Like this is like another whole hour talk.
Oh, really? Okay, now you got me interested. Wow.
Yeah, because it's just with everyone. You know, you are the way you are because of like the habits and blueprints that were brought onto you when you were young. Yeah, and sometimes you don't realize it until you get a bit older, and you kind of like, oh, that's why I do that all the time, or stuff like that.
But is it something you enjoy doing, or you don't enjoy?
Oh, like now, like it's different. Once you become aware of it, like I don't need to compete anymore. Like I don't have that. Like I want to excel. I have a passion for growth and excelling, but it's not about becoming the best anymore. Yeah.
Just being the best version of yourself, not competing against others.
Whereas before it was very much about becoming the best.
Wow. Because I used to be so skeptical of meditation. I really used to be like that. And then it isn't until I started, I think it was through Tony Robbins and then when I actually started getting exposure to it.
Yeah, like you don't have to think of it as meditation. You can think of it as mind training.
Yeah. I think it's that word. When you put out that word meditation, people go cuckoo.
Like you can like look at it as mind training, you know, like like I don't like even during the meditation parts. Like how often do I let you guys just think of nothing and do nothing? Not really, you know.
No.
It's the relaxation is all part of the guiding part. And then the visualization is all about emotion inducing. So I'm actually pushing you guys into like different corners of the house rather than going, okay, just free flow and do whatever you want. I don't do that during my meditation. From the beginning,
you don't.
There's no like, just do whatever you want. It's always about, all right, breathe, follow now, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and it's just guided all the way through.
It is.
So it's a different kind of practice, I guess.
Maybe you should call it something else. Don't call it meditation. Call it the mind gym or something.
But I feel like the word isn't too important in that sense. Like the practice that counts more. And I call it beyond meditation because it's more than just meditating.
It is.
And so there's a lot more to it. Like there's the breathwork side, and when in my live classes, there's a conscious movement side. Like we go through movements as well.
Movement.
Or we're getting we move like there's we go through flows and movements before the breathwork.
Like?
Not really. It's just like it's like a form of yoga, like different forms, like a different form of yoga. Yeah, so I go through like Upa Namaskar yoga, and then we go into the breath work, and then we go into meditation. So like, I feel like eventually it will come out into its own thing through the people. Like it definitely has an emotional, physical impact on people. Like it's an experience, and there's no doubt. Like, by the end of it, you're like, what the hell just happened? You're like, I just went through something I've never felt before. And like that is a very ingraining experience for people.
Yeah.
Like afterwards you're just like, wow, what just happened? And then you want to kind of learn more about it, experience it, or share it essentially. So yeah, it's not about reaching a gazillion people, you know. I'm happy to.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm still kind of refining that.
Yeah, I really like your last session where you said leverage what I saw in the image I had in the outer planet.
Yeah.
And the feeling of it, leverage it into my everyday life. So I've been practicing that this week, and it's working.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Use that to, because it's like NLP. Like that's an emotional anchor for you. So it's like something that you can use as fuel to start your day, or to bring you up when you're feeling a bit low. It's like that's there for you to just go like on tap, because you know how it feels like. You can remember how it feels like, what it was like. That's why like Tony Robbins is like make your move kind of thing, you know, like that. He's doing the physical anchor, because that movement will bring back that emotion. Hence why you prime, like it's, you know, so you can induce that as well. But the biggest thing is how it makes you feel, like, and you have access to that anytime.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time today.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye. Bye.